Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Fellow friends and citizens, wasn't today almost like that day? Clear, no wind, warm. Reminder here, 23 years later. But let us dedicate then ourselves this evening to the task at hand, that of remembering those who on that awful day were taken from us.
It is our civic duty to teach these individuals of these acts on our country so that we don't have history repeat itself. Families in West Hempstead and our West Hempstead and Lakeview fire departments have lost members through the years. Today, we honor that memory.
We think about, as we read these names and have friends, neighbors, family members that can tell the stories of those individuals and what their hopes were, what their dreams were, their families, everything that they lost that was just suddenly ended on that day. 23 years later, the pain is still there. We still are losing individuals really each and every day to 9/11 related illness. We've now lost more members of the FDNY since 9/11 to 9/11 related illness than we lost that day. There's 343 that we lost that day.
Family members, community members come out. It's been 23 long years. Terrorists attacked our nation from out of what seemed from nowhere. They attacked us in New York City, taking down the World Trade Center. They attacked us in Pennsylvania when a plane crashed that was destined to do more harm. They attacked us in Washington, D.C. by trying to crash into or fly into the White House, but instead were diverted and flew into the Pentagon. We remember, 23 years later, more than 3,000 of our family members, our friends, our colleagues are no longer with us.
O God, our hope and our refuge, in our distress we come quickly to you. We come remembering those who lost their lives in New York, in Washington, D.C., and in Pennsylvania. We are mindful of the sacrifice of public servants, police officers, and firefighters who demonstrated the greatest love of all by laying down their lives for friends. We also...
Scott D. Bart, 28 years old, worked at Marsh & McLennan Tower 1, was back at work only 1 week from his honeymoon. He left behind his wife Elizabeth, his parents, and 3 siblings. Bruce Chappie Bone, 49 years old, worked at Cantor Fitzgerald and Company Tower 1. September 11th was his 19th wedding anniversary. He left behind his wife, Irene, and their 2 daughters. Jason M. Seflau, 30 years old, worked at Cantor Fitzgerald Tower 1. He left behind 2 siblings and a longtime girlfriend, Kristen. Kevin N. Colbert, 25 years old, worked at Keefe, Brewitt, and Woods Tower 2. He left behind his mother and 3 younger brothers, as well as his girlfriend, Stephanie. Jeffrey Dingle, 32 years old, worked at Encompass Tower 1, Windows on the World. He left behind his wife, Dr. Nicole Braithwaite Dingle, and their 2 children. Robert DeAngelis Jr., 47 years old. He worked at Washington Group International Tower 2. He was a 91st floor safety officer. He was also an ex-commissioner of the West Hempstead Fire District, as well as an ex-chief of the Lakeview Fire Department. He left behind his wife, Denise, as well as 2 daughters from his first wife who predeceased him. John J. Fanning, 54 years old, NYFD Battalion Chief, First Responder, Tower 2. He left behind his wife of 15 years, Maureen, and their 2 sons, as well as 3 children from a previous marriage.
Please join in a moment of silence.
Of us all, Father of all mankind, as we conclude this memorial program, be with us. Be with us in love. Be with us in wisdom. Give us the courage to persevere.